Yeah,
I gotta repeat myself like a goddamn parrot because your internet is held together with fucking linguini and hope. Fine, I'll say it again. And if you miss it this time, I'm gonna reach through this mic and slap the taste out of your mouth.
Here we are. We're at episode 15 of Camping the Extract. You're here. We're all here. We're excited today. Man, that's a lot of clapping. That is a lot of clapping. By the way, guys, this is exciting because we're 15 now. I don't know what significant events happen at 15 years old. There's got to be a few. I can't remember being 15 hardly because I'm like 90 now. But I remember like a lot happens then. And by the way, guys, you're on everybody's least favorite Arc Raiders podcast, Camping the Extract. I think it might actually be everyone's least favorite. I am your host, the Toxic Teacher. You can find me on all those socials, Toxic Teacher TTV, and then you can find me on YouTube, the Toxic Teacher. Hey, if you want to be on the show, if you have a question, if you have a comment, if you have an argument, go to Spotify, leave one of those comments, go to Apple, leave something. Also go to my email address. I have an email address, TheToxicTeacher@gmail.com. Send me everything. Send me money, send me clothing, send me whatever. I don't care. Just send it. I don't know how you send it via email, but I'm just making shit up at this point. So, oh no, it's that one. If you've been here a while, you've heard this. It sounds like I'm running a daycare. If you have kids, bring your kids. I'll take care of them for a day so you can go shopping at the shitty clothing store where you get the shitty clothes you're going to send to me. I don't know. Oh, God. We're already starting out annoying. All right, so this week, we've got a bit of an interesting week because guess what? There hasn't been a whole lot going on this week. This one is kind of a bit of a slower news week just because there's been no big announcements and there's been no big patches or changes or anything like that. We've got 1.19.0, which is a rather small patch. And then we've got a couple of other like tiny things to talk about. Last week was the bigger one with the Discord bullshit and all that drama. This week, a little bit lighter on the ground, but we've got something we have to do. So I came up with this, and we're gonna experiment on this episode. I came up with this on stream last week as I was streaming Arc Raiders, and then guess what? I also streamed more Marathon.
Madame.
If you are a big Marathon fan, maybe that's what they call themselves, marathon fan, like fucking whatever.
Madame.
So I tried it. I'm still trying it, and I'm past the 2-hour cutoff, I believe, where I can refund it. So now I'm stuck with the fucking thing. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna keep going at this. The gunplay is good. Everything else, not so much. I think if you played enough to figure it all out, like I played long enough to get a feel of some of the items and kind of like how the loadout works and stuff. So I did get a little bit more comfortable. It got slightly better. I could say that. That's about as much as I could say. It got a little bit better. It didn't. Now, did it get great? Was I fucking excited? No, not really, but I would say it's serviceable. Like, it's serviceable. Is it a wonderful? No. Are there other games that are probably going to come along? Yes. To me, Hunt Showdown is a better game than Marathon. That's just me. It's more accessible, just like Arc Raiders is more accessible. So anyway, what we have to go over today, we're going to go ahead and we're going to do part 2 of our lore deep dive this week, which is cool. I'm excited for this because we've got a lot more lore to cover. And remember, I don't know any of this lore, so I'm hearing it for the first time. I'm looking at it for the first time. Nikki is looking at it for the first time, which was amazing that we found out this whole thing takes place in Italy, which is fantastic.
Anthony! Rosalie, your aunt's on the phone!
Get to Subway for the spicy Italian.
I miss those sounds. I miss those from Camping Them Softly. By the way, if you want a Dead by Daylight podcast, go check that shit out. So here is the experiment. I already got off track once, but what we're going to do today is, you know how I'm always playing those sounds. I'm always hitting the fucking buttons all the time. I said, what if, and here's my bright idea, okay? Here's my bright idea. Let me give you my bright idea. What if I were to design a button where it would randomly, from 2 minutes to 10 minutes, play a random fucking sound on its own. You know, just out of nowhere. No matter who's talking, no matter whether it's Nikki, me, a guest, whatever. If we've got guests on, we don't know. It's going to play a random fucking sound. I may put that down. Actually, I'm going to drop it down for better or worse. I'm going to drop it down instead of like 2 minutes being the minimum. I think we need to change that to even shorter. That way, and it's random. It's completely random. It's coded to just fire randomly between these 2 times. So the max one's 10 minutes. The minimum one, we're going to put it, let me see. Let's put it at 1 minute. There we go. At the very least, it's going to be 1 minute. So if I hit this button, and the sad thing is, I think I might have accidentally put like another sound in front of it. So it's always going to play this sound first, and then it will play a random sound after. So I have to do a delay here between the two, or else they will play automatically. So what's going to happen is you're always going to hear the same one first, and then you're going to hear a random one. So once I push this button, all bets are off. This is setting the wheels of chaos in motion now, which I don't know. This is going to interrupt everything. It's going to be the most annoying thing you've heard on this show, because some of the sounds are going to be awful.
And I'm coming.
There we go. And then okay, there we go. See, you've got that. See, there we go. And then I can still do mine, and my voice will still crack like I'm 15, because we're talking about being 15. So I think we're ready now to get on with the episode, but let's talk to somebody. Hey, Nikki, we're on episode 15, right? We're on episode 15 of Camping the Extract, right? Aren't we? Camping the Extract. Fun times. We're going to do our lore deep dive. Part 2. And we've got a tiny bit of news to cover. How you been this week? What were you like at 15 years old? Oh, I can't wait. At 15 years old. The viewers want to know. The viewers are dying to know. I'm going to put that. Are dying to know. They need to know. Let's end this shit off. See what happens. Oh, I'm excited. I'm thrilled. This is a good day today. This is a good day. Yes. Okay, so you know what's funny? What's funny is thinking about 15 years old, because I started thinking about this. I totally forgot. Whenever I was a teacher of geography, high school teacher, I taught primarily 15-year-olds. Most of them were 15 And do you remember being 15? Like, I remember vaguely being 15. It was a nightmare of a fucking age to be because the boys are just a fucking mess. They're just like, they're still 9, basically. But they know a lot more than they did at 9 years old, a dangerous amount of information. And then the girls were devious as fuck at 15 years old. Like the biggest fights we had, and I actually injured myself as a school teacher trying to break up a fight between 2 girls. Like it was, there's our rant. Wait, it didn't play the fucking thing, did it? I don't think it did. It just randomly played the sound. It didn't play the pre-sound sound. Maybe I fixed that. I don't know. Maybe I did. Anyway, what was I saying? What was I saying? What was I saying? I don't remember what I was saying. Well, now I have no idea. Oh yeah, the thing with the kids. What was happening was I was in my classroom. It was like first period. I'm getting ready for the day. I'm writing stuff up on the board. I can't even remember what we were talking about. It's human geography, so we were probably talking politics or migration, something like that, religion, things like that. It was the coolest class ever to teach, by the way, because that's the kind of shit we got to talk about, like opening fucking minds and all of that. You know exactly what I'm fucking talking about.
I'll wipe and I'll wipe and I'll wipe and I'll wipe 100 times. Still poop.
Let me check that.
It's like I'm wiping a marker or something.
We're talking about intellectual stuff, and that comes up. Great, fantastic. So anyway, we're at first period. And one of the students comes in, like bursts into the room. Class hadn't started yet, so people are milling about. You know what I mean? And Mr. Toxic, because that's what they call me, Mr. Toxic. They didn't call me that, but
holy shit, Dad's wasted again.
okay, so too many sounds playing all at once. But anyway, Mr. Toxic, there's a fight out in the hallway. So I'm like, oh, fuck, shit. Like, we got to do something about this. Well, not really. That's not what I said. What I said was, like, what the fuck is happening? I go out, and there's one student on top of another.
Episode 15? 15 weeks of this shit? I feel like I've aged 20 goddamn years sitting in this chair, listening to you breathe into the microphone, Toxic. You want to know how I've been? I'm fucking livid. I spent 4 hours yesterday in a bush near the buried city, waiting for a squad of 3 to extract with a motherboard. Okay. And you know what happened? What? A fucking leaper clipped through the geometry and kicked me in the back of the head. The machines are colluding with the architecture. Are they? It's a goddamn conspiracy, I'm telling you.
Because of
my blood pressure is higher than the fucking player count on a double XP weekend. Oh, Jesus. And now you want Lore Deep Dive Part 2? Yeah. You want to know what I was like at 15? Yes. Fuck you. Why you got to bring up the past? Fine. Oh, okay, at 15, sorry. I was a goddamn menace. While all the other kids were out playing stickball or trying to get their first kiss under the boardwalk, I was in the basement, hunched over like a gargoyle in my repurposed pizzeria booth. I didn't have friends. I had targets. Okay. I was 15 when I perfected the marinara ambush. I had a PlayStation 1 that smelled like burnt garlic and a controller so sticky with pizza sauce, it was practically fused to my palms. I didn't play games to win, Toxic. I played to break people's goddamn spirits. I was the king of the local dial-up scene. If you saw my name in a lobby, you knew you weren't getting out alive. Right, I was already camping the extract of life before extraction shooters were even a fucking twinkle in a developer's eye. What was I was a cold-blooded digital hitman in a pasta-stained tracksuit. What? My mother would be screaming from the top of the stairs, "Nicky, come eat your manicotti." And I'd yell back, "Not now, Ma. I'm pinching a squad of tryhards in the vents." And don't get me started on the news. What tiny bit of news? Is Embark adding more shared watch bullshit? Are they giving the machines hug emotes? If I see one more quality of life update that makes it easier for the casuals to extract without getting their teeth kicked in by a jolt mine, I'm gonna lose my fucking mind. 15 years old. I was a goddamn shark in a sea of minnows. I believe it. Now I'm co-hosting a podcast with a maniac while Earl Grey probably sits in his library drinking tea out of a porcelain cup. He doesn't Fuck him. Start the show before I rip this mic out of the desk. We got lore to cover and people to disrespect.
Yes.
Capiche?
We do. We most certainly do have. We have both of those things: lore to cover and people to disrespect. All right. So first, what is happening to my voice? So first, there we go. So first, oh, that sounds. I said yes. Thank you. I sound like a normal human being. Thank you. I've come to that point in my life. 15. I guess it's so apt. That's so funny. That is hilarious. No, anyway, what was I? See, I'm already off topic again. What were we fucking talking about? Oh, yes, right. Okay. So, like I said, we have a tiny bit, a fucking tiny bit. And I'm trying to delay because I'm not on the right fucking page, and I'm trying to get on the right fucking page. I'm not on the fucking, why am I not on the fucking, okay, see, my browser is going nuts because I have 4 different fucking browsers up because I'm doing 4 different things and they're routing to 4 different audio sources. Okay, so we've got something we've got to do. We've got some news we have to cover, and I think I've got my shit ready.
Oh, brothers and sisters, it's that time again.
There we go. Yes.
Welcome to the one, the only.
I think everybody likes the other news better. No, everybody likes the other where are the viewers from. You know what I mean?
It's the greatest fucking news from the extract.
Yes. This is the one I think it gets. Motherfucker.
Dropping in the hit like trucks. Loose gone missing in the server sucks.
Yes. That gives me a chance to pull my shit up, by the way, and get ready. So and the thing is, on that random sound player, I don't know if it's working right now. So we're gonna find out here in just a fucking minute. But anyway, let's do our news. Fucking news. Motherfucker. All right, here we go. I can't turn it down. I can't turn it down. I'm trying to turn the fucking shit down. There we go. Okay, now, our creators news this week, like I said, thin on the ground, not a lot going on, but we need to go over it because we have to know what's going on. We have to be without, what was I going to say? Without exception. That's a fucking word there. Without exception, we have to be informed of what's going on in the fucking world of our creators. So, like I said, 1.19 is one of the biggest stories of this week. There's not a lot of big ones, but it's probably the biggest. 1.19 came out. Now, for 1.19, it's small, but there are a couple of things people have been talking about with it. And let me scroll up. I've got to find it. So one of the big things, 1.19, it says right here, it was a bunch of fixes, basically. It was fixes where you weren't getting your shit even after you extract. It was like zipline exploits that you could get stuck in doorways. They gave you 2 new outfits. And that was about it. There was not a fucking lot. Like it was a pretty
You're all
small.
so nerdy. It makes me physically ill.
I think that was our random sound. Okay, anyway, I thought the other one was gonna play every single time. Apparently it's not. I think I fixed that. Anyway, what was I saying? I can't remember now. Oh yeah, so that's it. Like that's really it. Is the it's small. It's small, smaller than small. Now, as far as anything else goes, if I'm gonna pull up the fucking list, why did it scroll all the way down? It scrolled all the way down. I was all up at the top, but not and then it went down to the bottom. I don't even fucking know. Anyway. Late spawns are still a big thing. We've already talked about late spawns. I think we talked about late spawns. I love them because I get to scavenge every fucking thing. And that doesn't matter to me. I spawn in 10 minutes after the match starts. I'm fucking fine. Like, it does not bother me. And I don't want to get too into the late spawn thing, because if we get too distracted on a topic, it's going to derail us from our lore deep dive. So I can't go in too deep. I am pro late start, like late spawn. I am fine with it. I think it's a good idea. The reason I like it is it keeps a healthy flow of players coming into the match, because that's one of my big gripes against Hunt Showdown, is that it does not have that. Everybody spawns in at once, and half the time, by the time you get midway through the match, everybody else is dead and you're the only ones left in the match, or everybody has extracted and you're the only fucking ones left. So that leads to like a lot of boring matches if they go very long. And I don't like that. I like the chaos. I like the more people in the match, the better. And Hunt Showdown already experimented with this. We said we're going to put more people in there. For some reason, a lot of people hated that in Hunt Showdown. I thought it was great. I want as many people as fucking possible. I want chaos. I want madness. I want ratting. Like, I love that fact. I think it's great. Keep doing that. It's going to be amazing.
You rat bastards!
So that's my thought on that. There's no more really to go on. But what we need to do now is, I think, did we have a lore? We had a lore deep dive song, I believe, for Arc Raid. I got to look it up because we haven't used it in so long. Let me just type in lore and it might come up. Lore. What if I type deep dive in here? It might. Yes, there it is. The Arc Raiders deep dive. Is this it? Do you remember from before? Hang on, I got to turn it up because yeah. Do you remember this? Yes.
Welcome.
Yeah.
To episode 10, motherfuckers.
Oh, it was episode 10. We went over part 1. I totally forgot.
Extract.
Yes.
Tonight we go deep.
We're going very deep.
Into the rust and the ruin.
I love this. This is a badass song. Yes. Okay, here we go. Oh, here it is.
Year 2180, the surface is dead.
Hey, we could use this kind of as our recap.
Of rust and of dread. The collapse ate the world and the rich ran away. Exodus protocol stole the goddamn day. James Magna built the ships to the stars. Left the boring.
This is almost like a rock opera.
And their scars. Corporate rockets screaming out of Asera, while the abandoned below in hell.
Yes. Here we go.
They left us to rot. They took every shot.
Yes. Here we go. Now, this is the chorus. Oh, it's great.
Enlist and resist in the rust belt tonight. Our traders, we ride through the wreckage and fight from Speranza below to the surface of death. We can't.
Dude, this song needs to go on Spotify. And then you got fucking, what's her name from Evanescence? Dude, that is fucking operatic. Like, this song is fucking, that song is fucking amazing. I love it. It tells the whole story of Arc Raiders and how it came to be. That's fucking bad. Like, that is fucking filthy, nasty, crispy. Like, that's going on Toxic's Jams from the Extract Volume 2. By the way, guys, if you need some Arc Raiders music, go to Spotify, go to Apple Music, check out Toxic Teacher, The Toxic Teacher. And the name of the album is Toxic's Jams from the Extract, and that's Jamz, because that was cool fucking 30 years ago. Jamz. Oh, perfect. Random sound. Jamz from the Extract, Volume 1, which would lead you to believe there's going to be a Volume 2. So anyway, there's that. We've got our intro song, our intro fucking song here. Well, Now we've got to go to part 2. And to give you kind of a recap of part 1, the way this, like let's go back in, because it's been 5 episodes since we talked about this. So at least 5 weeks. I think it's been 6 weeks, like over a month since we last talked about it. And I've got to get my little document pulled up here so I can sound like I fucking know it all off the top of my head, but I don't fucking know it all because I'm looking off this fucking like whatever that I made. So we remember Arc Raiders, it's 2180, right? It's in the future. It's in Italy, which is fucking bananas. And now the world is kind of falling apart. There was environmental collapse. And then all of the rich people left. And that's where the spaceport came in. The Rust Belt.
Do I remember? How the fuck could I forget? The biggest dine and dash in the history of the goddamn universe, Toxic.
Right.
The rich left. That's a real nice way of putting it. They didn't just leave. They pulled the ultimate check, please, and climbed out the bathroom window while we were stuck cleaning the grease traps.
Now, I think he's probably going to go over it here, even though I don't have to, and you'd probably rather hear it from him than me if we're going to be real honest with ourselves. So remember, oh, okay, that was the sound again. Anyway, so going back, well, like I fucking got myself all cattywampus here. So going back to it, because I want to go over it briefly before Nicky, because I don't know if he's going to lie. I don't know if he's going to tell the truth or whatever. So you had like the civilization is collapsing, right? Ecological collapse, governments falling apart, blah, blah, blah. This is why, as resources become more scarce, this is why it looks the way it does in the game, is because resources are scarce. You're going to put shit together, right? However you can. Now, as the people leave, the rich people leave, that was part of the Exodus. And so whenever you see Exodus in the game, that's what it's referring to, are those rich people who left. In the regulars, like you, well, like more like you, not like me, because I would be, because of the podcast, I would have made it off of the planet. You would be left behind, not me, but you. Now, the arc is built on that, right? The betrayal there, in that the raiders are left behind. Now, the rich left or with the, thank you, random sound there, like a minute. So the rich left because of a corporation called Jiangsu Romagna, which is the most fucking Italian sounding.
Anthony, Rosalie, your ass
Get to
on the
Subway
phone.
for the spicy Italian.
Sounds like an Italian company. They use the Acera spaceport, which we've all been to, probably, to get out of there. That's why the spaceport is such an important map in the game, okay? Now, that's where we are, is the Ark are now on the Earth, terrorizing everything, and the raiders are the ones who are left behind, scrounging for any materials they can get. That is kind of the story here. And if you listen to Nicky, he was the one selling tickets to a fake spaceship, apparently.
Sometimes when I wipe.
Oh, not again.
I'll wipe, and I'll wipe, and I'll wipe, and I'll wipe 100 times.
Oh, Jesus.
Still poop.
Let me check that.
It's like I'm wiping a marker or something.
Oh, God. So, okay, so Nicky is selling fake tickets on a fake ship. Apparently, his entire family gets on the ship. One of his ancestors, even though it's in the future, which time is fucking flat circle, according to Matthew McConaughey, is getting on the ship or fucking whatever. I don't even remember. But Nicky also says, because this takes place in Italy, the Ark have Italian DNA, and that's why they're so aggressive, and that's why they fight.
Madame!
No, nothing. I got nervous. I had 2 missed calls.
Yearbook photos, Donna, you're gonna die.
I would love if that was one of the sound effects. Whenever a Rocketeer comes up on you.
Wait till you see her yearbook photos, Donna, you're gonna die.
I will eat your ass. Oh, okay. Let's go. Let's keep going. Nicky can tell his lies or whatever.
The Exodus wasn't some noble quest for the stars.
Right,
it was a
right.
goddamn betrayal. Those corporate bastards at Jiangsu Romagna spent decades sucking the planet dry like a box of cheap wine. And the second the bill came due, they hopped on their shiny silver dildos and fucked off to Mars.
You can't say
You want
that.
the deep dive? You want the truth they don't put in the history books?
I don't know.
My ancestor, Nicky the Rivet Dente, was working the game.
That was was who he was talking about last time that was selling the fake tickets. And he said, like, it may or may not be him in reality. I don't even fucking remember. So they might be the same person. They might not be the same person. Who the fuck knows? We don't know what's real, what's fake. We don't know anything.
Entry at the Achera spaceport when the sirens started going off.
Yeah, right.
He wasn't there for a ticket. He was there with a wrench and a dream of overcharging billionaires for emergency hole repairs that were basically just duct tape and prayer.
Putting duct tape
It was a
on the
goddamn
spaceship.
zoo. You had CEOs in silk spacesuits pushing grandmothers out of the way to get to the airlocks.
Makes sense.
You had politicians trying to bribe their way onto the Jiangsu Romania command ship with bags of gold that weren't going to mean shit once the atmosphere turned to acid.
Okay, so you know what? And this reminds me of something. This reminds me of there's a fucking story or movie. I just had it on the tip of my fucking tongue, and I can't remember it now. Where it's like all the rich leave and the poor have to say, what was that fucking thing? I think it was a movie or a book or something like that. And I'm so cultured. I've read so many books. I am a man of high culture. Okay. I have read so many books.
That's what she said.
Yes, right. I can't remember it. It was, who was it that they leave? It was a science fiction fucking something. And I cannot, oh my God, it's not Blade Runner. Although that, I think, no, in Blade Runner, they establish like colonies and they use the robots as slaves. There is one where God, that's going to bother me. I cannot think of, okay, you know who we have to go to. You know what we have to do now. Oh God, I didn't want to have to do this, but I've got to do it. I've got to do it. Is we have to go to one of our other friends. Dude, that is going to bother me so bad that I cannot remember this movie or TV show or something. Like, what the fuck was it called? It was like a Jesus Christ. It might have been The Martian Chronicles by Ray Bradbury. If you've never read that book, definitely go and read it. It is great. It's got it's a collection of short stories where they colonize Mars. Some of those short stories are fucking amazing on their own, but the whole thing put together is great. Hang on. Let me ask our British friend / enemy.
You know, fish, chips, cup of tea, bad food, worse weather, Merry fucking Poppins, London.
Fake Earl Grey, if you remember him.
Right, I'll tell you what, you fat little cunt. You're boring. You don't sound Nigerian at all.
All right, so here we go. Hey, fake Earl Grey, or maybe real Earl Grey, can you help me out? So in Arc Raiders, the story is that the rich people pack up after...
Your mom's not going to be able to find us if we're dead in a Russian elevator.
Oh my God. So the rich people pack up and leave. There's an ecological collapse, leaving all of the poor people behind. And I think there is a movie or a TV show that is very similar to this, but I cannot think of it. Or maybe it's a book. Help me out. What is this fucking thing?
One supposes you are fumbling towards something of a scenario where the privileged escape, leaving the rest in ruin. Consider Elysium, that rather blunt American attempt at social allegory where the wealthy orbit in luxury while Earth's masses languish. Or perhaps Snowpiercer with its train of class division on eternal loop. If one seeks a literary form, the parable of the sower by Octavia Butler comes to mind, depicting societal collapse and stratification. In any case, civilization decays when elegance departs, as one might expect.
What? Civilization decays when elegance departs. No, it wasn't any of those three. There's got to be something else. And I think, go more basic for me. I'm the toxic teacher. I'm a basic ass bitch. Give me like the more like pop stories or whatever like that it could be.
Oh, if one must descend to the most basic level of popular storytelling, consider WALL-E. That quaint animated affair where humans flee a ravaged Earth, leaving it to clean itself. Or The 100, where the privileged orbit above while the ground is left to ruin. If one must be utterly obvious, Interstellar has Earth's elite plotting escape. Either. There, one has given you the pop platter of collapse. Do try to keep up.
Oh my God, okay, he became an asshole.
Aristocracy really screws it up.
I don't know what got into him. He may have gone from being fake Earl Grey to real Earl Grey in like 1 week.
Fish, chips, cup of tea, bad food, worse weather, Merry fucking Poppins,
okay,
London.
I don't remember. So you've got the CEOs leaving. You've got everybody leaving. And okay, so Nikki, let's keep going with our lore.
But listen to me, Toxic.
I'm listening.
This is the part that keeps me up at night while I'm crouched in a bush waiting for a squad to extract.
Okay.
The Rivet saw something.
What?
Right before the doors hissed shut on the main command vessel, he saw an unmanifested individual slipping inside.
What?
Someone who wasn't on the list.
A stowaway?
Someone who looked real fucking familiar.
I don't think
carrying
this is
a
from the lore.
briefcase that probably cost more than the entire city of Naples. And they left us. They left the laborers, the rats, and the mopes like us to deal with the goddamn machines.
Okay.
They created the Ark. They let the world go to hell. And then they flew away to drink martinis on the red planet while we're down here eating canned mystery meat and fighting leapers for a scrap of copper. It's a goddamn conspiracy.
Okay.
Those Exodus elite ain't lost kin. They're abandoners. They're the reason I gotta camp the extract. If the world is a dumpster fire, I'm going to be the king of the trash heap. Now keep reading that manifest before I lose my fucking mind and start throwing meatballs at the camera. What else you got?
Okay, so that's actually a great quote right there. If the world is a dumpster fire, I'm going to be king of the trash heap. And then there's the people that got left behind. Okay, so wait. Who was the person? Who was the person on the ship with the briefcase? Kind of a big deal to not explain that to us, because I need to know. To us, bitch. Yes, we're gonna go there. We're gonna call him a bitch. Oh, I can't wait. I love it. What? How long is this fucking sound? I think it's like 30 minutes. It's a 30-minute fucking sound. Jesus Christ. Please. What is happening? It refuses to stop. I need to know who the person was, and I need to know. Okay, fucking. Why? I can't stop the fucking random sounds. We're stuck forever. I think this one can play for 30 fucking minutes. They're furious. The Raiders are furious. They're stuck in Italy. I don't know if I'd be that furious. I probably would be that furious if I got stuck in Italy. Okay. Anyway, can I stop this? Is there a button that would fucking stop random sounds from happening? I don't know. Is there? Hang on. Does this one? No, okay. No. Oh, there we go. I did it. Okay, fine. Fucking fine. Thank God. Okay. So there's the guy with the briefcase. I need to know who the guy with the briefcase is. That could be Sal. That could be Earl Grey. It could be somebody real. I don't fucking know. But we need to keep going on our story. And okay. So here, the betrayal. Okay, so Jiangsu Romania takes the rich people and leaves. We're now to where we were last time. It took us 30 minutes to actually catch up to part 1 of the lore deep dive. We're actually 36 minutes. But so it wasn't totally time. But anyway. What was I saying? Okay, so the biggest theory on this, like Nikki was saying, according to what I fucking researched.
Who the fuck you calling a bitch? You want to say that to my face, Toxic? I will wrap these noodle arms around your windpipe like a goddamn garrote wire. I'm sitting here unpacking the trauma of the end of the world, and you're throwing insults at me like a fucking dish pit mop?
Basically.
You're lucky we're on mic, you stonard. Oh, I'll show you what a lore deep dive looks like from the bottom of the Hudson River. You want the briefcase? You want the truth about the ship?
I do.
Fine.
Yes.
It wasn't just some corporate suit, you ungrateful prick.
Okay.
Nicky the Rivet was looking through the gantry gap, and he sees this guy. Dressed in a suit that cost more than a fucking Speranza bunker, walking up the ramp of the Jiangsu Romania flagship.
Just tell me
he had a metallic briefcase handcuffed to his wrist like it was a goddamn holy relic.
Okay.
You know who it was?
No.
It was the senior VP of humanitarian logistics, which is corporate speak for fuck the poor. A real piece of shit named Sterling Vane.
Sterling
And that
Vane.
briefcase, It didn't have gold bars or diamonds in it, Toxic.
Okay, what did
it
it
had?
have?
The architectural overcods codes for the arc units.
Overcods.
Those bastards didn't just leave us to die. They left the fucking porch light on for the machines.
I don't know that
they
this
set
is
the
real.
scavenge and destroy protocols before they even hit orbit.
Is this
That
real?
briefcase contained the blueprint for every goddamn leaper and grunt that's currently trying to kick my teeth in.
Okay.
And here's the kicker.
What's the kicker?
Years later, my associate, Jimmy the Joke Mind Provolone, rest his soul or whatever, shows up at a pancake house with a briefcase that looked exactly the same.
They have
He was
pancake
shaking
houses.
like a leaf, telling me the extraction was compromised and the black SUVs were closing
They have
in.
black SUVs.
Don't you see the connection, you mope?
No, I
The
don't.
same briefcase that left on the Exodus came back down.
I don't think this
The
is
elite
real
didn't
at
just
all.
go to Mars to eat space caviar.
I don't know
They've
what
been
space
pulling the
caviar
strings of these metal bastards from the stars this whole time. Bitch. I'll show you who's a bitch.
Oh, yeah?
I'm out here dodging bastion units and living on canned tomatoes while you're asking about luggage. If I see another black SUV or a machine with a Jiangsu logo, I'm blowing the whole goddamn map. Secure the bag or get the fuck out of my studio. We're done for the day. Get out.
Okay, he has a studio now, apparently. Okay, so that's that. I don't think any of that was real. It's interesting. The game would actually be a lot more interesting if any of that shit was real. But let's keep going here. So now the biggest theory, like Nikki said, is that the Ark were actually created by the people who left in the Exodus. So they were like a cleanup crews or fucking something like that. They were actually meant to either destroy people or collect what was left of the resources. And they might be using the Ark to accomplish that. So that's why the Ark are here. We don't know if they're alien origin or whatever. Now, so let's keep going here. And I don't know that our song, our deep dive song actually got into this, because the deep dive song actually, if we listen to it, it actually goes through everything from the start to the finish. We actually talked about that. Let me see. I'm actually going to go back to that song and see kind of where we're at. So the chorus was just like camping the extract and whatever. But the next part is, how did the Ark show up? Okay, so we got the people left. The Raiders are here. There's not much left. The world is shit. The world is shit. That was perfect fucking timing. The world is shit. So the Ark come down from the sky. Okay, so the reason that's important is that they didn't come up from the ground. They didn't come from fucking France. They came down from the sky, which leads, like, how did they get fucking up there? Are they orbital? Where they come from fucking outer space? Who the fuck knows? But that's what we know, is they come out from the sky. And in like 21, according to what I'm seeing, around 2145, which is 40 years before where we're at in the game, the Ark finally come down in something called the first wave. I was trying to get a better sound manually, but I couldn't. Now, so the first Ark that come down are these giant, enormous, fucking monstrous machines that you actually see whenever you are in the game. You know, you see all those big fucking gigantic monstrous things that are broken, that are fucking there, they're crashed or whatever. And those are the ones supposedly from that first wave of Ark that come down. And the people that were still there, the raiders or the humans that were still there, were more organized and fighting fucking back. And there was the resistance, like a coordinated resistance against the Ark during that time. So that is kind of what happened and how the Ark got here and came to be. So that's what I want to talk to. I want to get our best buddy here. So, hey, Nikki, let's talk about the first wave. First wave. Here's what happened. And I'm gonna give that to him. He's gonna give his own fucking bullshit. But I don't know if any of it's real. I don't think any of the stuff with the briefcase was. I hope it was. You know what I hope? Do you know what my biggest hope is? What my biggest hope is? I'm gonna turn this shit off so I can clearly articulate. I hope
bastards.
I hope Embark is listening to this and they make at least a tiny bit of this put it in the game. I would be beyond fucking thrilled. That would be
baby rat.
That would be the most amazing thing that that's ever happened, because we didn't know. Whenever I made Camping Them Softly, Nicky's been Italian for fucking years now. Who would have thought that we would be our second podcast would be a game that takes place in fucking Italy, right?
The British aristocracy
Right, I'll tell
really
you what,
screws
you
it up.
fat little cunt. You're boring.
Madame.
Yeah, I can't. I'm just pushing fucking buttons at this point. Anyway, so that would be the coolest thing. Okay, so the first wave comes. People are actually trying to fight back, and that is kind of one of the starts of our story, where we come in, where Arc Raiders the game comes in. Is kind of the first wave was within memory distance, and some of the characters are in the game that you see in the game are related kind of to this first wave, either directly or tangentially, which is a fucking big word, I know.
Holy shit.
I love it. I love that. Which they are tangentially. What was I going to say? Now, see, I use I use a big word, but then I can't connect it to any other words. That is how you do it. Whatever. What the fuck ever. So anyway, they're going to fight back, right? The people fighting back, it's coordinated. You got armies. I don't know what you fucking have. Laser beams and fucking whatever. Like, they're actually putting up a fight. But a lot of the shit, remember that
the first wave.
What the fuck?
You're gonna lecture me on the first wave? Like I'm some kind of fucking fresh off the bus extract virgin? I know about the first wave, Toxic. I've got the trauma in my goddamn DNA.
Okay. Was he
They
there?
fell from the sky? No shit, Sherlock. You think they took the fucking subway?
Well,
they dropped down like flaming meatballs from hell, crushing everything from here to the Jersey Shore.
Okay.
My great uncle, Vincenzo the Valve Dente, used to say the sky looked like it was having a goddamn stroke. It wasn't suggesting an orbital origin. It was a goddamn delivery from the stars that nobody fucking ordered.
Okay.
And don't give me that slow and brute force bullshit.
That's what they
Behemoths?
said. Okay.
Yeah, they were huge. They were like walking skyscrapers made of hate and bad intentions. You think a slasher is a headache? Try hiding in a dumpster while a machine the size of a goddamn ShopRite steps on your entire neighborhood. Those early Ark bastards didn't fight us. They just flattened the world like a goddamn panini press.
I don't
And this
understand.
united resistance crap.
I don't understand.
People were trying to resist together?
They were.
Give me a fucking break, Toxic. You call it unity. I call it clumping together so the machines could kill everyone in one fucking shot. That's why I'm a tactical rat. Unity gets you a memorial plaque and a funeral.
Well,
being a rat gets you a bag full of screws and a goddamn pulse. You want to know why we're surviving in fragments now in 2180? Because the united ones are all fucking dead. They stood in a line, held hands, and sang Kumbaya while a 2-ton metal foot came down on their heads. Madone! It makes me sick. Those 10 years from 2145 to 2155 weren't a noble struggle. It was a goddamn slaughterhouse. Humanity didn't fight back. We just took longer to die because the robots were still figuring out how to optimize the murder. Now we got leapers. We got grunts. We got Uncle Ark lasering me from across the map. They got efficient, you stunod. They realized they didn't need the big, slow ones when they could just send 1,000 screaming psychopaths to hunt us through the buried city. You want to talk about the good old days?
Yeah,
There were no good old days. It's been shit
Well.
since the first bolt hit the ground. Now shut up about the history books and tell me you've got a hull cracker ready. Because if I see one of those
don't.
legacy behemoths show up because of some headwinds update bullshit, I'm going to wrap these noodle arms around my own neck and end it right here. Fuck.
I don't know what to say. There are so many follow-up questions at this point. Because number one, am I calling the future now? Are we talking to the 2180 Nicky Dente? But then he's saying his ancestors who are also in 21 fucking 80, which would lead me to believe he's in 22 fucking something. I can't. Okay. So anyway, these big gigantic monsters could mean, and I'm just going off here. I'm going off topic for a second here. You look at the matriarch, you look at the bastion, you look at these big motherfuckers. Those could be part of that first wave of arc, or even bigger than those. And you know how Embark is saying there's going to be more big ones, that these could be those behemoths or those big fucking whatevers coming again or resurfacing. I don't know what the fuck ever. But anyway, Nicky obviously was not part of the group of people who were fighting back in any kind of real way. And Nicky has already said he fought in the Vietnam War. He fought in World War II. He was Italian. I don't know who he fought for in World War II, but he said he fought against Earl Grey. So he fought against the British, which leads to so many more fucking questions. But we've got to go into the next part. I think the song, though, gives some of that story in the next verse, and I actually want to hear it, kind of what it said. But first, I want to talk about the next part. Okay, so we have the fighting back, right? We have the army fighting back. And the biggest hero during this time, during the fight, is Major Iva. I think it's pronounced Aiva, A-I-V-A. I don't know how you fucking say it. I don't know that it's ever actually said in the game. But I want to ask our good friend, and maybe they'll tell us how to pronounce, and I think I'm going to regret it. Hey, Earl Grey, you are a dick finally, I think, because you used to be nice to me and now you're fucking dick, which I love and I hate at the same time. But we're going over Arc Raiders and the lore deep dive, and there's one character that they mention in the lore called Major Iva, and I think it's Aiva. It's spelled A-I-V-A. How do you pronounce that?
One would pronounce that as Aiva. It's quite straightforward, really, and if one can manage a proper cup of tea, one can certainly manage a two-syllable name.
Okay.
Let us hope this Major Iva has more strategic elegance than most.
Okay, he sounded like he was in a car for a second there. Okay, so it's Aiva is the way it's pronounced, which was, I was right because I'm amazing. Okay, so there we go. What was I saying? Okay. What was being said? What was Major Iva. Now, Major Iva is the one fighting back. They actually won one of the bigger battles of the first wave, and that's the Battle of Victory Ridge. Perfect timing. Now, Victory Ridge, if you see anything in the lore, anything in the items that mentions Victory Ridge, that's what that is. The biggest battle, Major Iva is the star of that. But here is the problem. Just like any other big victory, it came with a huge cost to humanity because Major Iva, number one, died, and she was the biggest thing. She was the uniter of humanity during that time. Major Iva died. The humans, had a lot of losses during this time. So this is kind of like Battle of the Bulge in World War II. The Germans pushed with all of their might against the Allies. They fucking killed a lot. Actually, my great uncle died in the Battle of the Bulge in World War II, but they were already on their way out. They were already outmanned. Russia was beating the fuck out of them in the Eastern Front. And so Germany thought that they were going to do one last push, maybe break some of the will of the Allies. It's a victory, but it's a loss. And that's what happens here. So Major Iva's dead. The humans are just, kind of aimless at that point. And this also leads to one of the characters directly in the game. And that's Tion Wen, who is one of the traitors that you see. Tion Wen's father or mother, I don't know if I can't remember if Aiva is a man or a woman, but Tion Wen is the daughter of Major Iva because she sees a hero, not just a military hero, but a familial hero.
Trap like mice, rats.
She sees one of her heroes died. So if you hear Tion Wen start to go fucking nuts, that's why. Okay, so now we're really getting into the lore now, and this is fucking exciting. I love this because here's where we are. Okay, Nicky, hey, let's talk about Victory Ridge. The humans' victory where Major Iva died. Check it out. And let us know the quote-unquote real story here. I don't know what Nicky is going to say. Nicky might have hated Major Iva. I don't know. And Tion Wen, I don't know what Nicky feels about Tion Wen. I'm scared to know what Nicky feels about Tion Wen. But we have to know. We have to find out. So this is, the story is actually a lot better than the game actually gives it credit for, because I don't watch all the videos. I don't read all the fucking things. You know, there are very few games where I read all of the lore and I go through all the books and I fucking, I need to know more. I need to fucking, what is this? And what is that fucking little monument? And I need the collectibles. I need the audio things, which I think the only games, for reference, that I wanted to know more, and I read everything and I listened to everything. Number one, I think Morrowind was like that. The Elder Scrolls game that came before Oblivion. Morrowind was one of those. I thought was fucking interesting as shit. And number two, Control, which are coming out with the second one. Control is one of the best fucking games of all time. I am sorry. It might be my number one game of all time. Control. It has the coolest story. They're going to make it into a TV show or movie. I'm so fucking excited. It's by the same studio that did Quantum Break and Alan Wake, if you've ever played either of those two games. Okay, so anyway. What was I saying? Those two games right there. And then maybe if I'm going way back, what's the one with the fucking, with the Ayn Rand references where you go underwater? Bioshock with the audio logs in Jack Ryan. It was Jack Ryan, Jack Leaper, fucking Leaper Wiener. I can't remember his fucking name. Jack Bauer. Do you know the one who was like talking you through the game and it turned out he was a fucking bad guy? What was that guy's name in the fucking game? I can't remember that either. And I'm not going to go to that. Oh, do I have to go to what's his fucking face? Real Earl Grey, apparently at this point. Might be who that is. I don't know. Why can't I remember anything today? Am I getting that old? I'm not even that fucking old. I'm even in my early 40s. Oh, jeez. I'm starting to get tired now, by the way. So where were we even going? Okay. Let me take a breather really quick. Like, do we have a sound effect for breathing and taking a break? Yeah, we can just applause me. I'll take that while I take a fucking drink. Going off topic, by the way. You know those electrolytes you put in your water, like whenever you're dehydrated or you work out or whatever, because Toxic works out. By the way, I'm back on the pickleball court, dominating. Fucking, that was a perfect time. I love it. Anyway, back on dominating. It's amazing on pickleball. But then again, I got to take these electrolytes, right? Because you're not supposed to get fucking dehydrated. And I could just drink water, but I need fucking electrolytes. Apparently, Mrs. Toxic says I need electrolytes. Now, I made the great discovery of why don't I put electrolytes in my energy drink? And now I've got a salty fucking energy drink. You have not lived until you put salt in a fucking energy drink. It is fucking, I want to say amazing, but it's not really amazing. It's complete garbage, actually. So where was I going? Where were we going with this? I don't remember. Where were we fucking going with this? Oh, God damn it. His response just went off. So I can't even see. Oh, God damn it. It's one of those things. We're never going to go. We will never go in episode without some kind of fucking shit going on. So let me, okay. So what we're going to, okay. Nicky, can you redo your response while we check out the song? So we've got Major Iva is dead. Humanity is just about done, and let's see where we're at in the song.
And where heroes prevail.
Yes.
First wave hit like titans falling from the sky. Massive metal monsters and they don't ask why. Major Iva led the charge at Victory Ridge. Pyrrhic fucking glory on that.
Oh yeah, dude.
She died a hero and the daughter paid the cost.
Oh, there you go.
Tion Wen sells weapons with her innocence lost.
Oh, dude.
Cans of preserves and no haggling today. Trust is the currency when hope fades away.
That's a fucking amazing. There we go.
Sunrise was a lie. They were looking in the sky. Second wave came faster now. Smaller, deadlier somehow.
Wait, we haven't gotten there, so we can't know that yet. We're not there yet. But hey, this song is even better. I think this has to.
You can't see it? You got dial up in your brain or something toxic?
Yeah, I
gotta repeat myself like a goddamn parrot because your internet is held together with fucking linguini and hope. Fine, I'll say it again. And if you miss it this time, I'm gonna reach through this mic and slap the taste out of your mouth.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I said Major Iva was a goddamn suicide mission waiting to happen.
Oh, gotcha.
You call her a hero, I call her a squad wiper. Victory Ridge wasn't a win. It was a goddamn funeral with better PR. My great uncle Vincenzo, the valve, Dente.
Oh, there he is again,
The
the
guy
valve.
who could fix a hydraulic leak with a piece of gum and a prayer. He was there, crouched in a trench that smelled like burnt ozone and failure.
Did he die?
Unified resistance.
What?
What a load of horse shit. The only thing unified was the screaming when those orbital meatballs started flattening the Jersey Shore. Those machines weren't slow. They were just taking their sweet time erasing us from the goddamn map.
Oh, gotcha.
But you want the real dirt on Aiva?
I do.
The stuff they don't put on the commemorative
Oh my God.
plaques?
Is this going to be something
Vincenzo
terrible?
told me that right before the big push at the Ridge, Aiva wasn't looking at tactical maps. She was looking at a goddamn locket with a picture of her kid, Tion Wen. And she had this look in her eyes.
Oh, no.
Not heroic courage,
Yeah.
but a goddamn death wish.
Oh, Jesus.
She knew the Ark wasn't just invading. She knew they were answering something. Something buried deep under the ridge that the machines wanted back.
I
Vincenzo
don't think that's
saw her
actually
handing
true.
a data slate to a runner.
This
not
is
a
not
soldier,
real.
a goddamn civilian.
Okay.
And telling him to get it to the bunkers before the sky turned black.
This can't be real.
Heroism. It was a goddamn cover-up, and she paid for it with her fucking life. She wasn't fighting for humanity. She was fighting to hide a mistake that started way before the first machine fell. And now I gotta deal with her daughter running around like the world ain't already on fire.
Yeah, right.
Fuck.
Okay, so that's it. We've got to go. This was episode 15, but first we need an outro genre. Nikki, what outro genre do we have to do? We don't even have time for Where the Fuck Are the Viewers From. We're going to get to that next week, though, but I want to thank everybody. We've got a lot of new fucking locations this week that have stopped by and listened, and I can't get to all of you guys, and we can't get to any of the comments. We've got so much, but we are out of fucking time. We've got a new comment up. I haven't even read. It's a guy from St. Louis, myself, Nikki's on St. Louis sucks worse than how it feels to play marathon with more shootings. Oh, wow. I love that. Okay. I think I read it last week. I don't even fucking know. I don't fucking care. Maybe I read it last week. Maybe I didn't. Get the fuck over it. But let me thank a couple of cities that came by. Let's go to the U.S. real quick, and then we'll thank them. We're not going to do Where the Fuck Are the Viewers From, but let's thank some people. Chula Vista, Encinitas, but we already thanked Paris in, Paris in California. There's a Paris, California. I didn't fucking know there was a Paris, California, but apparently there is. Let me go to another couple of countries and we'll see
We
here.
don't have time. We spent half the goddamn show talking about your shitty internet, and now you're cutting me off? Just as I'm unpacking the core of humanity's betrayal?
Yes, I am.
You're a real piece of work, Toxic.
Am I?
A real goddamn disgraziato. I'm sitting here bleeding out memories of my great uncle Vincenzo in a trench, and you're looking at the fucking clock? Fine. You want a genre for episode 15?
Yes.
You want something to match the absolute clusterfuck of orbital drops and corporate silver dildos leaving us to rot?
Jesus Christ.
I'll give you a genre that'll make your goddamn ears leak hydraulic fluid. The genre for this week is orbital meat grinder industrial sludge with handcuffed briefcase percussion and Major Iva's death rattle bass drop.
Oh, God.
It's gotta sound like a skyscraper falling on a ShopRite while a corporate VP laughs in auto-tune from the stratosphere.
Right.
I want the snare to sound like a wrench hitting a machine's chassis. And I want the bass to feel like a goddamn orbital strike hitting your mother's basement. No time. I'll give you no time when I find out where you live and park a goddamn slasher in your driveway.
What is a slasher?
Play the track, you ungrateful prick. Play it loud enough to wake the dead at Victory Ridge.
Let's do it.
We're out of here.
For
Extract
Victory
secured,
Ridge.
you stunad.
Let's
Pasta
do it.
core for life. Capiche?
Pasta Core for Life, episode 15 is out. I'm out of time. We will be back, episode 16. Will we have a lore deep dive part 4 or no, this is part 2. Will we have a part 3? Who the fuck knows? But we'll talk about it. We'll get something together. I don't know what it's going to be, but we'll see you next week. This is Orbital Meat Grinder Industrial Sludge with handcuffed briefcase percussion and Major Iva's death rattle bass drums. Let's go. See you next week. Rat that bitch.
Episode 15 in the clap shit hit. Least favorite arc raiders and they love that shit. Toxic sets and money and ugly clothes. Bring your damn kids while the mama goes. Patch 119 was a tiny ass fart. Zip line fixes into new skins from the cart. Marathon had gunplay and the rest was ass. Hunt felt better in the refund window pass. Late spawns rule cause the chaos stays thick. More rats in the match makes the whole thing sick. Lord of one covering bricks to disrespect. 4 damn browsers and the routing got wrecked. Capping the extract, episode 15. Toxic and nasty, filthy machine. Capping the extract, rat that bitch. Overcuts left US in the ditch. 20 and 21 lady and the planet got skinned. That's a spaceport, let the rich bastards in. Jiangsu remain the pack stars in a crate. Toxic said he'd make orbit while the rest just wait. Rivet Dente sold fake tickets by the gate. Duct tape, prayer repairs for a premium rate. Silk suit CEO, chef grandma side. Silver dildos to Mars on a corporate ride. G-Brick, Earl Grey gave collapse TV. Elysium and Wally with a side of snobbery. Stowaway briefcase, slipped him with a grin. Now Nicky wants blood for the suit getting in. World's a dumpster fire and the rat wants a throne. Can't meet copper and the raiders alone. Dog got Italian DNA in the code. Mean little bastards on a murder road. Kevin the extract, episode 15. Toxic and HD, filthy machine. Kevin the extract, rat that bitch. My cards left to us in the ditch. First wave drop like meatballs from the sky. Skyscrapers of hate and they don't ask why. Unity got pancaked under metal feet. Tactical rats get screws and a pulse to keep. Leapers and grunts and Uncle Lark beams. Legacy behemoths in headwinds dreams. Major Iva bled on Victory Ridge. Pyrrhic glory off a blood slick bridge. Tion Wen still steel with a renaissance charge. Trust is the currency when the world stays scarred. Control got praised and Morrowind too. By your shock name blank cause the old brain blue. Pickleball tyrant with a salt drink flop. Electrolytes in the chemi garbage pop. Internet built out of linguine and hope. Nicky hit reload with a death wish quote. Major Iva was a funeral with PR. Burnt ozone trenches and a blacked out star. Lock it in the fist with the kid in the frame. Something under the ridge knew her damn name. Died a slate runner to the bunkers go. Cover up, nobody can know. St. Louis said marathon sucks worse than hell. No time for the cities cause a router fell. True love